I don't put it on now, dog. You look different than me. I like sophisticated. You look like a cholo.
If I put this on, I gotta put the straw. Replacement's sake. Can the audience see this? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, golly, intrusion. Oh, man.
Today is today.
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So we said, what's up, Maggie?
Oh, hey, what's up?
We said that we're going to be talking about the perfect fighter. 3, which I think it's hard. 3 special things.
Yep.
I guess it's not hard because these fighters needed one thing. So
True.
I was thinking I'm going to do 2 lists. 1, the obvious answers that everybody who thinks they're a boxing expert might like.
Yeah.
Boxing IQ. Floyd Mayweather.
See, and then I thought about this and I was like, I would just want to be Floyd Mayweather.
If I
like
can add
everything good.
If I can add Mike Tyson's punching power to Floyd, which Floyd looked like Mike Tyson at 130 for a while.
Yeah, for real.
And I go with obvious answers because Floyd is one of the best.
Yeah.
And our
producer
Adam thinks that he gets mad at me because I talk about Mike Tyson all the time. But
yeah, he thinks he's the greatest thing since sliced cheese.
And then defensively,
bread.
I would go with Pernell Whitaker.
That's a good one. He's very elusive, might I say.
Those are Pernell's not an obvious answer because he's only one of those. I mean, not your average fan knows that guy. You have to be like a boxing enthusiast. Everybody's like, oh, he's the one that beat Chavez. That's what people remember him by, you know? It was a draw. But that's the perfect answer. Like the generic answer?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Floyd to me is one of the best. But if I had to pick my perfect fighter, it would be Sugar Ray Leonard's elusiveness.
Yes.
And I'm going to go with my top favorite fighters. So, and then I'm going to say Chavez's persistence.
Yeah.
Body shot.
Yeah.
And I would say I was debating on Chavez or Aaron Pryor because Aaron Pryor to me is one of the most persistent tenacity fighters I could think of.
Yeah.
And I would use probably Salvador Sanchez conditioning.
Yeah.
That would be my favorite fighter.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that dude.
I don't, you know what, man? It's hard. Like when you go over the list in your head, you start thinking of everybody and you want to. I would obviously go with Roy Jones, but he's not he's something that you don't see much.
Yeah.
Like Pacquiao, you don't see much.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of guys that are like rare, like
unique.
Floyd, he didn't think about it. He didn't have special talents that jump out at you.
Yeah.
He's just, I hate referring to a pound for pound best as a small guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a small dude. Like,
yeah.
Not a big dude. He doesn't have the large wingspan. He doesn't have the, picture perfect. I mean, super fast. He's just accurate when he lets his hands go.
Super accurate. That's exactly what I was thinking too, is the accuracy.
There's a lot of fighters out there. Like Lomachenko, obviously, is one of he's still active, so I shouldn't be. But he's like a special talent. There's guys that are special talent. Even Teofimo Lopez, he's awkward. Like he's so good at what he does. He's not your typical fighter.
It works for him.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you remember when we were having that conversation about how when you want to be in the big leagues like the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, the NHL, all those leagues, you have to be a specimen and an anomaly at the same time because there's so many guys, right? They go through combines and shit and they pick the ones who not only have all of that, like the fucking perfect genetics, but also stand out. Like, do you think, and in boxing is one of those sports where it really doesn't matter. It's more than anything. It's like that mental toughness. But do you think that there is like the perfect fighter in terms of genetics and ability and shit like that? Because you have a guy like Anthony Joshua, he's a fucking specimen, but up to a certain point, there's something missing, right? Like they're
a chin.
Yeah, for one. And I think his feet are kind of fucked up too. He's so big, carrying so much fucking like muscle that, in a sense, it almost kind of works against him. I don't know. That's just an observation that I made.
You know, that's a crazy question, because if you look at, there's perfect fighters at perfect moments. Like, you want to say that, like Rocky Marciano, but he didn't have a dance partner because like there was no fighters and then Rocky Marciano is like a small cruiserweight right now.
Right.
But they're I don't know. I don't think there's such a thing as a perfect fighter, because they obviously always avoid the fighters that can give them problems. For example, like Floyd Mayweather. To me, he's the best. But what would he have won if he fought Paul Williams? Costa Sioux? Mm-hmm. You see what Costa Sioux did to Zab Judah, and Zab Judah gave Floyd a hard fight.
Right.
There was Margarito, who he turned down $8 million at the time when he hadn't made $8 million yet.
Right.
But there was a lot of fighters. Those are the top three that jump at me right away. There's more, but those are the three that Paul Williams, who was a specimen, 6'3", left-handed with a high engine.
Yeah.
High motor, never stopped throwing. He fought Margarito. He beat Margarito.
Yeah. What weight was it?
147.
147.
Yeah.
That's pretty large for fucking huge. 147.
And then Costa Sioux was a menace, but he was on his way out. Zab was daring to be great, and then Zab got beat he got two rounds. I think it was 2 rounds. He was out. Mm-hmm. And like I said, those three guys, there's more fighters that Floyd avoided, but those three are the ones that I think, did he avoid him? Maybe not him personally, because people be like, he's ducking him. Sometimes it's his team.
Yeah.
They know that those guys will give him problems, and they avoided them. I'm not saying Floyd ducked anyone. It's just Floyd's team didn't want to face those guys, because they literally turned those 3 fights down.
You got to think about promoters and shit like that. And so, sometimes they don't make sense or whatever.
Floyd is close to perfection. I mean, he never lost, but he did get hurt. Right. But he always found a way to win.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think Oscar De La Hoya, that at one moment could have been perfect if he wasn't such a
mentally, right?
Party animal, and mentally.
There's always something. It's like you don't have that guy who's like fucking perfect. It's just that, and that's the reason why I brought this question up, is because you guys, you have guys like, for example, Michael Jordan. He's genetically special, right? And then you add the fucking mentality to it, and you get the greatest basketball player of all time. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I mean, and then you get, I mean, that's perfect example. Like, you get Kobe Bryant, who came close,
right?
Because I bring those two guys up because, I mean, technically, I'm not a basketball expert, but I know that, and Adam's gonna be yelling at this later on, but I know, for example, Kobe stayed with the same team.
Yeah.
And I know Jordan left at the end of his career.
Yeah.
But all his titles were with the Bulls.
Right.
LeBron, like, jumped from team to team to team to team.
He had to have like the perfect team around him.
Perfect guys around him. And people were like, well, you don't know basketball. Michael Jordan had this guy and that guy. But he stuck with the same team.
Yeah.
I think that's honorable.
So I wondered, like, is there that possibility that you can have that fucking perfect fighter? And it's like, it's different because it's the sport in itself is completely different. You know what I mean? It's like you have somebody who's down to take fucking hits from somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's like not everybody's down for that shit. And then you got to think, like, most of these guys are a product of their environment, and it's like, and then they go into something like fighting. I don't know if there's that perfect fucking formula. For a fighter.
I always think of things like that. My head went somewhere else. I know you were I was hearing you, but I was like, I always think what would happen, and we brought this up a long time ago on the podcast. Mm-hmm. For example, would Tom Brady be a good quarterback in the 70s and 80s when there was no pass interference?
Right.
Would Floyd beat Duran, Hagler, Hearns at welterweight?
Yeah.
It's
all timing too.
It's all timing. Yeah. Like, would Babe Ruth hit those many home runs right now?
Yeah.
I could bring those guys to the future.
Yeah. I think it'd be like, wait, like, I don't know if you know, but what could have been the average pitching speed back then? Yeah,
they say, I seen the thing where it was like 75 to 85.
I was about to say like 85.
And they didn't have that many pitches.
Yeah.
Like they do now.
Yeah. So the sport has evolved since then. For sure.
And baseball players are athletic. Football players. Man, I watched football film from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Man, I could probably play, dog. You watch those guys now.
Yeah, I know.
It's like specimen. I had a kid who played for the Vikings and the Jaguars, Hercules Mataafa. He was like 6-something, and he was close to 300 pounds, and he ran faster than all my athletes.
Yeah.
On a 40-yard dash. I was like,
that's crazy.
How does that happen?
That's crazy. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, and that's what made me think of it. We had that conversation one time at I think it was at Chili's. We were talking about like football players and how there's so many of them going through these fucking programs, and it's not just the specimen aspect of it, the genetic aspect of it. There's a lot more to it, you know. And then you do have guys like Tom Brady who were like not what you know what I mean. He's an anomaly though.
You know, I remember we were talking about the other day that I thought he was protected.
Yeah.
When he played.
Right.
But then I watched him getting hit. They showed a video of him getting hit. He was getting hit left and right after
he was probably one of the most sacked fucking quarterbacks of all time. Probably.
11 years in the league, can still run people down. Brady in trouble. Here comes the rush, and here's the hit. And a lie. Brady's up. That's good to see, but what looked like a knockout hit by Nate Clements.
But, you know, and then I think about guys like Canelo, like timing, right? If he would have been around a little bit before, you know, how would his career have gone?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Canelo fighting at middleweight. I mean,
if he would have faced Oscar, you know.
Bernard Hopkins.
I
would worry about Hopkins, Roy Jones.
You know, it's all timing. It really is all timing. Like you're right about that. You know, when you brought that up a little earlier, it's like it's not just fucking. It's not just genetics, and you got to think about timing and that. You know, what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like everything like aligns. And now I think like I was watching how they were doing like the whole Ring Awards, and he is the biggest star in boxing right now, in my opinion. Who's next? I can't even think of anybody.
The
who's
one
remotely
guy
close.
who I think would be able to grab that, but he's not active, is Tank Davis.
Yeah,
people love him.
Yeah,
people love him everywhere. I think Inoue, but he just stays in Japan.
In Japan, that's what I was thinking too.
Maybe
Bam.
Bam, but
maybe
we've never been big on small fighters, though. You know,
I know.
It's always been like 130. Even Floyd wasn't as popular as he should have been at 130. He had to creep up to 47 and 40 to get some attention, but it's like that mindset where they're small fighters. Yeah, we do pay it, we do watch, but not like they should. Not like they deserve.
Yeah,
we're always about the heavyweights, and they're freaking boring. Like if it wasn't like Usyk and Fury made the division exciting again, but that division has been dead since Lennox was boring.
Yeah,
Lennox Lewis was boring. I think since Evander Holyfield, Tyson, Riddick Bowe, those guys made it exciting.
Yeah, that's true. I was trying to think of who's gonna come up and do that. Maybe Teofimo, but I don't know, man. I was like, Ryan's exciting, but it's like, no.
2 head cases right there.
Yeah, you look at everything that Canelo did. He was so young, already fighting for championships. He was young. What was he, like 23?
He was active.
No, he was 23 when he fought Floyd.
He was active, yeah.
He was active. I think he was like 21 or 20 when he fucking fought for his first championship.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. You think of any 20-year-old right now who's doing that. I can't think of one. You know what I mean? Not with that career, not with that kind of career, you know.
Timing.
I
just saw that. I saw an article the other day that Andy Cruz is hoping that, what's that kid's name that we like? I feel bad from that just fought with his brothers on the
Keyshawn.
He wished Keyshawn the best luck.
Yeah.
So he could beat him. It said, I didn't research it, but it said, if I can beat you for the 5th time, because I'm your papi. And there's a picture of Keyshawn in his arms, like, you know how they do that Photoshop?
Child? Yeah.
As a child crying, and he's holding him, and he's like, I'm your daddy.
Yeah.
I guess he's beat him 4 times already. He wants to make it the 5th time.
That's in the making.
No, creo que mi hijo ha progresado mucho.
He said, I think my son is going to progress a lot. He's going to do well.
Y deseo que gane su cinturón, a ver si Se lo puedo quitar por quinta vez.
He said he hopes that he does get a strap because then he wants to take it from the stop.
Sí, claro.
Yeah, he's gonna watch that fight.
Como un padre no va a ver a su hijo.
He said, how you not gonna watch your son fight?
Keyshawn's fighting for a championship on February 14th. It's a Friday, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
In New York, his first championship. He's, I think, 11-0, which is pretty impressive. I think Lomachenko did it before that, but you know, I think Keyshawn's gonna win that, and Andy Cruz is right behind him. But honestly, I think that Keyshawn would beat Andy Cruz in the pros. I do. I think
Styles head game.
Yeah.
Andy got 4 on him if it's true.
Yeah. In the amateurs. Yeah.
It's the amateurs. That's the only thing that sets it different is the amateurs.
Mm-hmm.
But Andy's fought way better. Andy's fought some good people for a little bit of time that he's been fighting.
Yeah. I think Andy started with better opposition in the beginning since his debut.
Yeah.
Guys that Keyshawn already fought, but he fought like in the middle of his career. He had already had maybe 5 or 6 fights, you know. And
also Keyshawn was younger when he fought Andy.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the big thing about the American and Olympic Games and amateur boxing and international competition. Most guys from other countries are 26, 27, 28, and we're fighting them. And our kids are, we get some guys that are older, but usually they're 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And not that much international experience, and they're fighting guys that have a shitload of international experience.
Yeah.
So when those guys turn pro, they have to face them. We get an advantage.
Yeah. So I think for anybody who's not really understands that, international experience is huge because you get to see different styles, right? Different, I think, makeup of people, because people from Europe, they treat like amateur boxing way different than they do in Mexico. In Mexico, It's more of the professional style. You know what I'm saying? So how do you think that differs when you're an elite amateur, or competing in the amateurs, not elite just yet? But what do you think about that? Like the I guess, how can I put the value of international competition?
Oh, it's huge. But like you said right now, like the English and all these other countries that have financial backings, that can move these kids, they stick around. Mm-hmm. They know the significance of the Olympics, mm-hmm. the amateur style. But in countries that are a little less resourceful,
right?
You got, like, for example, Mexico about 2012.
Yeah.
They started bringing in Cuban coaches to teach them more of the boxing IQ. They didn't send their best because Cuba's not going to send their best coaches. Right. They just sent the guys that were around. But it's changed amateur. And they started giving kids scholarships in Mexico so they could stick around and not turn pro.
Right.
And that's why Mexican amateur boxing has grown.
Yeah.
I know some other countries wanted to adopt the same concept, but they can't all take from Cuba. They got to go to like Ukraine and different places. I think United States coach is Irish. Like we have, we should have never mind. We should have our own coaching our kids. But I remember when they hired him. I was with Coach Bashir when that shit happened, and I was like, "What the fuck? We have an Irish coach teaching the American boxers?"
It's just loud.
Yeah.
Speaking of trainers, coaches, Robert Garcia got Trainer of the Year.
Trainer of the Year. Before we go there, let me give my boy Austin a shout out. Austin Brooks. Yeah. And Coach Bashir went to Portland, I think.
I think they went to, I know,
Washington. Somewhere in Washington. I'm sorry, we're going to Oregon. They were in Washington. And he fought a guy 10-1.
Yeah.
And coming off of a draw, right?
Austin? I believe. Yeah. Austin's coming off a draw.
And kept his title, and he fought this guy, and he TKO'd him. Mm-hmm. And I don't know much of the details. I just saw he won. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah.
He helped us with sparring. We helped him, and it was cool to see him just keep climbing up the ladder.
Yeah, defending his title.
And Robert Garcia, much deserved, man. That dude is. When we go to his gym, man, the thing I like about Robert Garcia is he treats everybody the same.
Yeah,
respect. He's humble. I know some coaches don't even have one fighter like he does, and they act like they're all fucking high and mighty.
Absolutely. That is fucking true.
Robert is a class act, man. He's a good dude, man. And we're supposed to go spar over there, and he's in England,
mm-hmm.
London, and just he lets us know he takes care of us, helps us out. Much deserved. Felicidades. And another thing that I think Fury just announced his retirement.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
I saw it this morning.
Oh shit! I didn't even see that. That's it. He's tapping out.
He's tapping out, but he's retired before.
Well, yeah, I was about to say he was tapping out before that, but he came back to fight Usyk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wilder. No, he came back and fought Wilder.
Wilder?
The first time he retired because he was all heavy and
Oh,
drinking.
yeah.
I think he's came back twice already.
He's come back twice, maybe even 3 times. Who knows?
Yeah.
But damn, that's crazy, man. I didn't get a chance to see that.
Yeah, sure. I'll send it to Adam so he can post it. Hey, lads.
I thought that that's what he sounded like.
Yeah.
Hey, lads. I thought that he was gonna fight Anthony Joshua, give it one last hurrah, make some.
I want to see Joshua
change.
against Wilder. If it doesn't happen, I want to see that shit. I want to see either one fight anybody else.
I want to see that too. You know, and because everybody congregated in fucking London for these ring awards, a lot of fights are in the talks, and it looks like I saw an interview with Ryan saying that he's down for Haney 2 or Teofimo, which is on both of our wish lists. But he's saying that he wants Haney to drop that lawsuit, and I think that's fair. That's a fair request. If you want that fight, drop the fucking lawsuit, dude. What do you think? There shouldn't even be a lawsuit. There shouldn't even be a lawsuit for starters, you know. But I think he makes a great point. Could be.
Haney's not gonna make money like he would if you fought him again.
Yeah.
If Haney wants to focus on his legacy,
yeah,
I think the smartest thing to do is to remove the lawsuit.
And he's saying he wants to fight, so it's like if you want to fight, get the fight.
Yeah.
And it looks like Ryan's coming back in May. People are speculating on the Canelo undercard, but I think Ryan
deserves his own card.
Yeah, Ryan he's on that. He's at that level now. He can make a lot more money being the main event. That's just my opinion. And of course, there's talks of Canelo fighting Crawford.
Think that's gonna happen?
I don't know. He's very good at keeping shit under wraps, man. He's really good at that shit, like playing with people in that sense. The way that he answers questions, and it keeps people talking, and engaged. I don't know if that's gonna happen. It seems possible. I'm not
sure. Who else would he fight?
It's not gonna be Benavidez because Benavidez is already fighting.
Or Beterbiev.
Because
could be. I wouldn't fight him, but I'm not Canelo.
Yeah. Both of those guys would have to fucking make a quick turnaround because he's gonna fight. You know how he is. He's gonna fight in May. He has his dates. Opponent TBD, but he's fighting in fucking May and September.
I think it's Crawford.
Probably is gonna be Crawford, more than likely, because those other two like money fights. He's trying to make the bag before he fucking bounces, and yeah.
He wants to make his bag bigger.
Yeah.
Because his bag's full.
His bag is full. I'm trying to make that bag bigger.
He wants to fill up another bag.
Yeah, but he met up with Turkey, and it seems like that's probably... If he asks for 150 for that fight, he's going to get 150.
And 80%?
Yeah, of everything. That's fucking crazy, huh?
Dude, that's a dream come true.
Yeah, man. That's smart. It's smart.
I heard some guy... I forgot who it was that told him that he could own all that market, and when they told him, he thought it was a joke.
Yeah, too good
to
be
true. The more value you get, the more that you have. But a lot of fighters without education don't think they can do it. And he doesn't have an education. He was just a street hustler since he was little.
Yeah,
and he brought that street hustling into the boxing game.
Right,
selling paletas on the bus.
Yeah,
sure paid off.
Yeah, absolutely. And that goes to show too, having a good team around you, man. Being smart about the people who sometimes that's more valuable.
I was going to have a story for the podcast.
Let's go.
Right?
Oh, man. He said, I'm going to take a sip too. Fuck it.
One day, I get to Canelo's gym for sparring.
Yeah.
He's there early.
Yeah.
I walk in, and I see, we all know his car. When I got there a little early.
Yeah.
And his car was already there.
Mm-hmm.
So I went in. And it was just Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Eddie.
Yeah.
And Canelo sitting down, signing Hennessy bottles. One of those fucking alcohol brands.
Yeah. That's probably Hennessy sponsored.
He was initiating the bottles.
Yeah.
And I go, what's up with that, bro? I like, throwing a party or what? And he's like, no, it's for the promotion. It was 50 bottles.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should elaborate on how much he was getting. Because it's not my... He told me in confianza. He told me, but it was...
A good amount.
It was over millions.
Yeah. Yeah.
To sign 50 bottles.
That's crazy.
And I go, you're making that many millions on 15 minutes of signing the bottles?
Yeah.
And he looked at me. He said, yeah, that's how much I'm getting. I said, fuck, dude, that's not bad for a kid that sold ice creams in Guadalajara.
Yeah.
And he got quiet. He looked at me. We made this little eye contact. And
yeah.
Right? I go, who would have thought?
Yeah.
A fucking kid's signature would be worth that many millions just to sign a couple bottles for sponsorships.
Yeah.
What he was getting to sign those bottles, not the average fight. The top fighters wouldn't even get it as a fight purse.
Yeah.
And they were already signed by Triple G.
Oh shit! Okay.
And I go, that's when he was going to fight Triple G the second time, I think.
Yeah.
And those were all for other sponsors.
Yeah.
And they go, did he get the same as you?
Hell no.
And dude, that was so cool. I got, that being around that dude, man, greatness, you feel greatness.
Yeah.
And he's always, I had my little moments when we're sparring. He would talk to me while he was sparring.
Yeah.
And say something. And that's why the other day I shared that when Brian sparred that he got mad. And that wasn't fair for Canelo because we've had 1,000 good times with Canelo. And that wasn't a bad thing. I wasn't talking shit about Canelo in general. Yeah. I was just saying he got mad.
Yeah.
We were putting hands on one of the guys that was in his camp. And that's competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's true, though, because, I mean, I understand. We get frustrated, too. And we know, what we have.
Is. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, let your fucking hands go. Totally understandable. But yeah, that dude's, he's one of those guys, too. He's speaking on it about Robert, Canelo's like Canelo, and Coach Bashir, he loves telling the story when he goes into the gym. He says what's up to everybody in that. That's his gym. He walks in there and says what's up to everybody. Everybody. Don't fucking matter who you are, what you do. He's going to come up to you and say what's up every time he walks into that fucking gym.
He greets everybody and says bye to everybody.
Yep.
Even if it's getting worked on the table and you're walking out.
Yep.
If you're coming in.
And that's humility and confidence at the same time. The way that you come up in the sport, the shit that you see, having the right people around you. Like I mentioned, it's like, what?
One time I was at Canelo's gym and I was sitting down waiting for them to come.
Yeah.
And we had the key to it too. So we were waiting for him. And I was sitting down, I was on the phone and I was like live on Instagram or something like that, but I wasn't filming. I know how they are. I know how they are when they don't like nobody to film in there,
Yeah.
And I'm on my phone live, and I'm like right here chilling at Canelo's gym. I'm talking, and people are fucking liking it. Oh, give me a autograph and this and that. And I have the phone like that, and I start showing them the whole gym.
Yeah.
And right when I do that, I never heard his car pull up.
Yeah.
And he walks right in. I dropped the fucking phone, and he walks right up to me. What's up, Joe? And he kind of, and my phone's still recording him. Deleted that shit quick. But not that I was like, it's just the boy, dog. He was just like, he never told me don't record in here.
Yeah.
But
it's just
Raul
common courtesy.
would always say, please make sure nobody films. Classy. Make sure nobody films, Joe. And I realized that his videos are worth money.
Yeah.
His time is worth money. You go up to him and tell him, hey, send me somebody a shout out. He'll push the phone down. Cordially. No, bro, please don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's a smart kid. To surround himself with the right people and, look at where he's at.
Yep.
So it's, and I mentioned that about Brian. It's like, it all depends on, I think, him coming up in the gym. I think he came up similar to him, 14 years old, sparring. Pros, world champions, getting beat up. But that's how you fucking learn, man. Yeah. But at the same time, you gotta want it. People can't fucking want it for you. It's that simple, Message. Just saying. Because I think those moments can make or break you. You realize either it's for you or it's not for you.
For all you young fighters, if your parents have to tell you to go train or your coach is calling you to come to the gym, they should be telling you to stop coming, or the coach should tell you to ease up. That's what a coach likes to do. Don't you have to desire this like as much as you want to breathe every day. Like this is important, so
you have to fucking want it, especially in this sport, man. In any sport, you talk about elite level. it's all on you. You can't wait for your fucking mom to do shit for you, or your parents to do shit for you, or your coach to fucking tell you to go do something. You fucking go do it. You do it because you want to succeed that badly.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And this sport we've mentioned it before, it's not for the faint of heart, man. So if you ain't in it all the way, it ain't with you. That's the way that I've seen it, you know. It's a fuck to me. Boxing is like a mirror. It's gonna show you who the fuck you are
right away.
Right away, you know. And you've always mentioned that it's a jealous sport, so
yeah. No, but I got that from Robert Luna. You know, he used to say that the ring is like a lie detector.
Yeah,
it lets you know when you're scared, when you're afraid.
Yeah,
when you've been cheating on the sport by staying up late or being a lover boy, drinking.
Yep.
That ring will tell you everything.
Hell yeah.
You don't have to get hooked up to no monitors.
Yep. It'll tell you if you're undertraining, overtraining, all that shit. It'll show. All of it.
So guys, any comments, questions, hit us up.
Yeah, please.
And please share this shit. Like it. It's huge for us. If you guys like I forgot. I'll tell you right now.
Oh shit.
We got a hater, which I love fucking haters.
I didn't see it. I would look for it.
They probably took it off.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Because I was going to comment some fucking smart ass shit.
Yeah, I can't find it now. But some guy said that our show was whack. And I'm like, dude, he took the time to say that. Thank you, bro. But he got off.
Thanks for engaging.
Yeah.
Hey, positive comments, negative comments, man. All that shit is just fucking adds activity to it. You know.
Yeah, and I can't find it. He took it off.
I couldn't find it.
I put thank you and I put two hands together.
Yeah, right away I tried to look for it. It wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, but
Oops,
sorry. Yeah, he took it off. But anyways,
yeah, help us grow this shit, man. If you guys
share, like, comment, it's huge for us. If you guys like it, if you don't, let us know. You guys want us to do something different, and we're up for it. We're just doing this to, talk about the sport and express the things that we experience.
Yeah.
At the big fights, little fights, every level.
Yeah, we love doing this shit, so it's it's fun. It's fun for us. So, hit us up.
Women's boxing.
Yeah, women's boxing.
Peace. This has been a Point and Yell production. Yeah, I think the words, but sometimes they don't come out of my mouth no good.